You ever see a car so ugly that you just have to stop and stare? Today, we're looking at the biggest automotive design disasters ever. Buckle up! These are the top 15 ugliest cars ever made. Pontiac Trans Sport. They called it the Dustbuster for a reason. It genuinely looked like a giant vacuum cleaner on wheels. Its futuristic aspirations just left everyone wondering if it was designed for cleaning floors, not driving roads. The Transport aimed for space-age design, but ended up as a rolling punchline. It had the utility of a minivan, but the styling of a rejected sci-fi prop. Fiat Multipla. The Multipla looked like two different cars glued together by someone with no artistic sense. Its bulging headlights and awkward proportions made it a face only its designer could love. While practical and roomy, the Multipla's bizarre design ensured it would be remembered as one of the ugliest cars ever built. Nissan S-Cargo. The S-Cargo literally looked like a snail on wheels, and its performance didn't help the metaphor. Its quirkiness was charming for about 5 seconds. After that, you were just embarrassed to be seen in it. Overall, designed as a small delivery van, the S-Cargo's cutesy concept wasn't enough to save it from being a sluggish, impractical eyesore. Chrysler PT Cruiser. The PT Cruiser tried to be retro, but ended up looking like it got lost on its way to the 1930s. It had all the charm of a melted jelly bean, and none of the performance to back it up. Overall, Chrysler's attempt at nostalgia resulted in a car that was both divisive and unattractive. It was loved by some, but mocked by many more.
Oh!
Sin S1. The Sin S1 might have aimed for sports car, but its design screamed, "I was built in a shed by someone who only watched Fast and Furious once." And the interior? About as luxurious as a public restroom stall. Overall, this Bulgarian creation was a mix of good intentions and terrible execution. It was fast, sure, but so is falling off a cliff. It's not always a good thing. Peel P50. The Peel P50 is less of a car and more of a motorized shopping cart. It's so small you could park it in your living room, but driving it felt like you were inside a tin can on wheels. Overall, the P50 holds the title for the smallest car ever, but it's more of a novelty item than an actual vehicle, perfect for laughs, less so for practicality. Reliant Robin. Three-wheeled car that couldn't stay upright if you so much as sneezed near it? Brilliant! Driving a Reliant Robin wasn't just transportation, it was a gamble with gravity. The Robin was cheap and cheerful, but its lack of stability turned it into a rolling punchline. It was less car and more engineering experiment gone wrong. Mahindra Reva R. The Reva I was supposed to be an eco-friendly city car, but its boxy, toy-like appearance made it look more like something you'd win in a claw machine. It wasn't just tiny, it was downright comical. Overall, a trailblazer in electric vehicles, the Reva I was innovative but impractical and unattractive, struggling to gain any serious traction. Suzuki X90. Imagine an SUV and a sports car having an identity crisis, then throwing in a T-top roof for extra confusion. The X90 looked like a Jeep Wrangler, decided it wanted to cosplay as a Pokemon. Even its two seats seemed to scream, "We're trying, but we don't know at what." Overall, the Suzuki X90 was a bizarre mix of genres that made no sense. Too small to be practical and too clunky to be sporty, it was a car that left everyone scratching their heads. Stout Scarab. The Scarab looked less like a car and more like a loaf of bread with a windshield. For something named after an insect, it moved more like a lethargic slug. As the world's first minivan, the Scarab was innovative for its time, but painfully ugly by any standard. It was a quirky pioneer, but definitely not a looker. Renault Avantime. This monospace coupe was supposed to be futuristic, but it ended up looking like a minivan that went through a car compactor sideways. With just 3 doors and styling no one asked for, it felt like a prank Renault forgot to cancel. Overall, the Avantime was ahead of its time in theory, but completely off the mark in execution. It was too weird for the mainstream and too clunky for the avant-garde crowd. Kia KCV-II. The KCV-II tried to be a sporty convertible SUV but ended up looking like a transformer stuck mid-transformation. Its weird proportions and chunky design left everyone scratching their heads. Overall, the KCV-II was a concept car that tried too hard to be innovative and ended up being plain confusing. Thankfully, it never hit mass production. Chevrolet SSR. The Chevrolet SSR was a confused, bloated attempt at nostalgia. It wasn't a good truck or a good sports car, just a strange, shiny blend of mediocrity. The SSR tried to combine a retro roadster with a pickup truck, but instead of feeling cool, it looked like a hot rod that ate too much at the buffet. And let's not even talk about its performance. It's like all the budget went into the chrome, not the engine. Tata Nano. The Nano was supposed to revolutionize transportation in India, but it looked like a car drawn by a kid using a ruler and no sense of proportion. Plus, with a speedometer that didn't budge past 70 kilometers per hour, you were practically asking for overtakes by bicycles. Overall, billed as the world's cheapest car, the Nano was an affordable but painfully basic attempt at car making. Its tiny size and underwhelming performance made it more of a novelty than a serious commuter. Mahindra Reva E20. The E20 took the Reva's toy car aesthetic and added some sci-fi curves, but the result was still more remote control car than roadworthy vehicle. It tried to be futuristic, but looked dated from day one. Overall, while better than its predecessor, the E20 still failed to charm anyone outside die-hard EV enthusiasts. Its impractical design and limited range made it a tough sell.